Good evening.
Good evening.
I looked up the definition of shit in the Oxford Dictionary and found a picture of the Cambridge Dictionary. Sometimes I'll be out on a date with a woman and things are going great, so I'll ask her back to my place for some coffee. But she'll always say no. I think it's because when I say coffee, I actually go, coffee. Before a boxing match, that I let my fists do the talking. During the fight, it turned out that my face did a lot of listening. I hired a private investigator to follow my wife around. That way, I'll know where both of them are, while I'm cheating with his wife. When I was a kid, my mum used to spank me a lot with the wooden spoon, which probably explains why her cakes always tasted like arse. The most painful way to find out no one likes you is stage diving. I do everything that the Bible condemns. I figure if Jesus died for my sins, I owe it to him to get value for money. They say even a broken clock is right twice a day, and it's at those times that I try to sell my broken clock. In the song, Old MacDonald's animals are only ever mentioned in past tense, which makes me suspect that farm is a euphemism for abattoir. The Dalai Lama has been exiled from his homeland for the past 50 years. Despite this, he seems like the happiest man in the world. This makes me think that Tibet must be a massive shithole. The other day, I smothered a guy to death. Now the look that he had on his face when he died is permanently imprinted in my memory foam pillow. Two homeless guys started making out in front of me, but I thought I'd sound harsh if I told them to get a room. For the past few weeks, my girlfriend had been dropping hints about what she wanted for her birthday. So on her birthday, I got her a book on how to communicate directly. I hate it when I open up a packet of crisps and find there's mostly air inside. I reckon it'd only be fair if the person responsible for this were to crash their car and find the airbag was full of crisps. After my grandma died, recorded an acoustic album in her memory. It was titled Life Support, Unplugged. So, I was reading about the origins of all the racial slurs that are used against Chinese people, and it turns out there's a unique story behind each one, which is ironic, because Chinese people are all the same. Now, there's something a bit iffy about that joke, but I'm allowed to tell it because I'm Chinese. And every other Chinese person is also allowed to tell it, because we're the same like that. I'm in trouble with the law. Apparently, you can't christen babies the same way you christen ships. When I was a kid, I woke up one morning and found a horse's head on my pillow, and I thought, fuck, what's up with the tooth fairy? So I was reading on Wikipedia that Russell Crowe hated the original script of Gladiator, and he demanded a lot of rewrites. I've actually jotted down some of the lines as they originally were, and see for yourself how you like them. So this is from one of the famous scenes. My name is Maximus Decimus Meridius, Commander of the Armies of the North, General of the Felix Legions, loyal servant to the true Emperor, Marcus Aurelius, father to a murdered son, husband to a murdered wife, and I will have my vengeance in this life or the next. There's no rush. Sometimes, when I watch porn, I'll see ads which say there are women in my area who want to fuck me. This makes me feel even more hopeless for not being able to find them. Red Bull sponsored the guy who fell to Earth all the way from space. This gives me the impression that Red Bull gives you wings that don't work. The other day, I was running for a bus, but the bus closed its doors and took off. As soon as it did, it hit someone and had to stop again. Now, I have to admit that my first thought when this happened was, oh good. Now I can catch the bus. But then I started feeling guilty, because the victim was someone that had just pushed out of my way. Sometimes, when I'm at swingers parties, I feel like eavesdropping on conversations, but I don't want to look suspicious, so I stand around and wank. So, I'm from Australia, and people who are thinking about visiting Australia always want to ask me whether we really have lots of deadly spiders and whether we really have lots of racists. And my answer to both these questions is, well, yes. But you don't have to worry, because the spiders and racists are more afraid of you than you are of them. The foreign audiences here aren't always comfortable with me depicting Australians as being racist. And the ironic thing about that is, this joke will work better when I go back where I came from. I answered a personals ad from a woman who claimed to have a body built for sin. It turns out that sin was gluttony. So, you know when you get your hair cut and the guy stands behind you with a mirror to show you the back of your head. I wish I could get that sort of help. Whenever I wipe my ass, if I were to kill myself by throwing an electrical appliance into the bath, I'd probably choose the waffle maker. That way, I'd die feeling like I got some use out of it. Asparagus makes my piss smell funny, and vice versa. The Chinese government official was meeting the parents of his girlfriend for the first time. He wanted to flatter the mother, so he said to his girlfriend, "You never told me you had a sister." This freaked out the whole family. Because they thought they were going to be arrested for breaching the one-child policy. Probably need to explain that now. The game of Pass the Parcel would end better if there were no prize. That way, one kid is disappointed, but everyone else is happy. If you don't know what a glory hole is, don't look into it. When that guy from Black Eyed Peas dies, should his tombstone say, "Will I was"? Now, you may or may not know that when a man dies by hanging, he'll sometimes bring a massive stiffy. Has anybody read this? No? Well, the scientific explanation for it is when you hang a man, you can sometimes damage the spinal cord in such a way that causes an erection. But I prefer to believe in a supernatural explanation, which is whenever an innocent man is hanged, he'll get a boner, which points at the real murderer. Other than that, thank you. Thank you.
Well, that was the first half, guys. Well done.